Hey there, welcome to another episode of the Average Joe's 1 Acre Homestead. Today, we're going to be trimming apple trees. So if that's something that interests you, well then follow along. All right, welcome back. So as I said, today we're going to be talking about trimming apple trees. We're not just going to be talking about it, I'm actually going to do it. So if you own apple trees, any kind of fruit trees really, as they get older, they do need to be trimmed and manicured to help keep producing healthy fruit. And not only that, to keep them manageable so you can access the fruit. If you guys remember, I introduced this tree here back in my introductory video. So it's a very old apple tree that's obviously been here for a very long time, and it was let to grow out. So one thing about this tree though, is when I first came and looked at the house, there were apples on the tree, and they were really good apples actually that year. Then the next year it just produced no good apples at all, and basically we've been working on trimming this tree down. So my neighbor, basically he's a sterling, so he's related to the sterling apples, and he knows a little bit about apple trees, and he's been explaining to me how a big tree like this that's overgrown, we can rejuvenate it if we cut it down and we let some new growth come onto it. So that's exactly what we're doing on this one. So the trimming you're going to see me doing on this tree here is going to be quite extreme to what you would normally do if you're keeping a tree well manicured as you go along. So normally they say about a third of the tree per year. Last year I did probably about half. This year I'm going to do the other half. Well, not completely half, but anyways, probably a little more than a third. But anyways, so let's get right into her. Okay, so if you basically look at this big branch right here, it's a really tall branch. I'd say probably about a good 25 feet up, and she's hanging out quite far. That branch there produced 0 apples last year whatsoever. There was no flowers on it, nothing. And basically it's too tall and unmanageable. So I was going to originally try to cut it down to that one branch there so I could keep that one. But what I think I'm going to do is I'm just going to get rid of this big whole branch altogether. And then if you guys notice, we got some little saplings growing up, and we're going to let those guys take its place and do their thing. And then we'll be able to keep those over time. So you see here out in the middle of the tree, I lobbed down some really big chunks out of there last year. I basically cut trees out of trees. So this side here is where we're going to tackle this year. So here what I am going to do is I'm only going to go up so high, and then we're going to start cutting them out, and we'll see a lot of that here as we go along. Probably going to be some unsafe stuff, but that's how we're going to do that. And then we'll also show you what we're going to do with all those little saplings here as well. But we're going to start with getting rid of some of this big stuff here first. shit's done for today. All right, so you guys just seen, we got rid of the rest of the big stuff off this tree, really knocked her down. So now all I got to do left here is go through the little saplings and sort through those and cut the ones I don't want and keep the ones that I do. So we'll show you guys that next, but first we're just gonna clean up around here and get rid of a lot of these branches and brush. All right, so here we are, same tree, different day here. A little bit nicer weather out here. So now that we've totally massacred this tree here with our chainsaw, now I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna finish the final pruning here with my little hedge clippers. So you know, pretty much just gonna show you what it is that I'm gonna be cutting off here and why I'm cutting it off and what I'm leaving behind and why we're doing it. So if you guys want to climb the tree with me, we'll give you a little bird's eye view, let's say. So actually, if we're gonna start right here. So this branch here, basically, as I'm walking by, it's in my eyesight. I don't want that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna lob that off right there. Bam, done, out of my way. I'm just gonna cut the tips off of some of these nice longer branches here, because what'll happen is when they do bear fruit, the fruit will be heavy and then the branches will hang almost down to the ground. So always good to just give the tips a little trim there, but what I really want to show you is up in the tree. So let's head on up there. Okay, so now that we're up in the tree here, get a really nice view from over here. Nice sunsets going over across the valley there. So this is what we're going to be tackling here with our little clippers here, is all these nice little shoots here that grew off from all the cuts that I made last year. So what each one of these is going to be a new branch, and that's just way too many branches. So what I'm going to be doing is thinning these out. So branches that are growing in directions that I don't really want them, I'm going to be cutting those out. So like these two branches here, as you can see, they're coming right towards us. That's coming towards the middle of the tree. We're going to be cutting that out. So basically all these branches here off on these sides, they're going to be all pointing towards the inside of the tree. So we're going to cut all those out so they don't grow inside themselves. And then what we'll do is we'll leave a few advantageous branches that are growing out more sideways, going towards the outside of the tree, and that'll become our new canopy for the future. So hold tight here and we'll show you a little spot here. So basically everywhere is that I made a cut, I got all of these little saplings growing out. So we're just going around, we're cutting all of these guys out. Like I say, we're just leaving certain ones grow in here. So as you can see here off on the side, this is growing towards the outside of the tree. That's what we want. We just want to leave certain branches, so most of these are all going to go here. Hopefully within the next few years this tree will fill back in nicely. Go down there. Okay, so hopefully you guys can see this pretty good. But like I said, so basically what I'm eliminating is anything pointing towards the center of the tree or growing straight up. So a branch like this one right here that's kind of going out this way and is going to make its way down, it'll fill in this little area. I'm going to leave that in there. But you don't want to leave too many branches going in, from what I understand, to keep everything looking nice. So I'm just going to continue on here. So like all these guys here, they're all growing towards the center of the tree, so we'll get rid of these. And this is just going to help rejuvenate the tree. find a new plan of attack to get at these guys growing up over here, but we'll figure it out. These are just out of my reach. Tree's pretty much trimmed. I just got a few little suckers growing straight up here there that I got to get to, but I'll take care of that there on another day. We're starting to run out of daylight here, but besides that, I am pretty much done kicking the crap out of this tree here for this year. I know it looks like a lot, but to be quite honest with you, it really needed to be done. This tree was just not taken care of properly, and it was just well overgrown, and I do know that it has the potential to produce good apples. So we're going to be rejuvenating this tree, and within the next few years you'll be able to even tell I was in there, and we'll have all nice side grow branches, hopefully bearing fruit on there. So now that we're done with that tree, maybe we'll just jump off to the little saplings. Okay, all right, so here we have a Granny Smith apple tree that I planted last spring actually. Seemed to do all right. It did have a little bit of a bug issue there, so we're going to be spraying these trees here this year, because I think these trees might have came with something from the nursery, and I think the deer have also been nibbling my tips. So for this year here, this tree here, it's its first year, we're just going to leave it be. We're not going to trim anything off of this tree whatsoever, and we're just going to continue letting itself get established, and we'll be on our merry way here. So then if you all right, so then if you come over down here, oh, careful not to step in the asparagus bed here. So I got another sapling that I planted here last spring, and this one here is supposed to be a 4-in-1 cherry tree, but when I got home I realized it actually has like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different varieties of cherries grafted on there. And one thing that I do know about cherry trees, because I planted one at my last place, is they do grow really fast. So what I will be doing with this one here is I'll be trimming a little bit off the top canes, so it helps it bush out more. And then same thing like I did on the other tree. So like this branch here that's growing on the inside, we're going to get rid of that, and we just want branches that are going to grow towards the outside, not towards the inside of the tree. So anything that looks sickly or anything like that, we're going to get rid of it, and hopefully within the next couple of years here we'll see some flowers and some cherries on this tree. Don't know how long it'll take, but one day. Nice. All route here. Might as well show you guys what I got planned here. So right here, what you see in the container, this is high bush blueberry variety that I got last year. So I actually have 2 other varieties that I planted out in the front yard, but what I did is I changed my mind. So I am going to come back here where it has nice good soil, a little more protected from the wind, and really good sun back here. So I'm going to transplant those, and then I'm going to start planting my blueberry bushes back here, just across from my asparagus bed. Here's my little asparagus bed. Hopefully we'll start seeing some of those popping up here real soon. A little rhubarb patch I started last year. So there you have it. So that about sums up what I know about trimming and pruning fruit trees here. So did a lot of research on this before I did it. I know it does look like I went to town on this tree, which I pretty much did over the past couple of years here, but it really did need it. It was just so overly neglected that it just needed a lot of extra work on it. But now that it's all done, basically over the years now, I'll just have to come in with my hedge clippers for the most part, and you know, just give her some light trimmings to keep those suckers down, and kind of cut out some old stuff while we're letting new stuff grow in, and this old tree should grow in pretty nicely and help produce some nice apples again. But with all that said, you know, thankfully the nice weather's finally here. Hopefully we'll be able to see the fruits of our labor this summer. But we'll see how she goes. So hey, if you enjoy content like this at all, please go smash those subscribe and notification buttons. You know, it's going to really go a long way towards help me build this channel here. And I'll keep you guys updated on all the things that I'm doing here on the homestead. So basically 1 video per weekend, because every weekend I'm outside doing something. All right, so with all that said, I'd like to thank you all for watching this video. Again, smash those subscribe and notification buttons if you ain't already done it. But for now, you only got to go home, but you can't stay here, because I got me lots of work to do. So we'll catch you on the flip side.